This is the Master Grade RX-78-2 2.0, a beautiful kit and one that's a little different than typical. As you can see in the box, it should be a little more like that. Instead, I have the clear Gundam Expo edition. I got this kit from those awesome people over at Bai, link in the description, be sure to check them out. I gotta say, right off rip, these clear pieces, they look fantastic. One thing that this came with, I'm not sure, is this little pamphlet here with these numbers. I'm not entirely sure. When I translated it, I think it said something about Gundam Owners Club. If you know anything about this, let me know down in the comments below. But without further ado, let's take these heaps of plastic and turn them into one regular heap of plastic, shall we? Right off the rip, I gotta say, for how old this kit is, it builds up extremely well. Like, I think this is on par with Master Grades of today. This kit originally came out in 2009, and just look at the different layering that we're getting in here. Obviously, these clear pieces are playing a major role in that, but this thing is just beautiful to look at. And that'll be a common theme throughout this entire build, is that these clear pieces really just get to demonstrate how much detail and layering there is throughout this entire kit. That was just the head and the chest, but I feel like this is already one of my favorite builds I've ever done, Master Grade or not. This hand surprisingly builds up in quite a few pieces for it and the wrist joint, but what you're going to get at the end is a pretty nice hand for a Master Grade. It's one of those that has the multi-articulated fingers, so if you wanted to, you could cut the fingers out and each one of them could be on its own separate ball joint. Really, really nice. Really, really love these hands. And really love these hands versus the 3.0 that has some of my least favorite hands. So starting off really well here. Again, this kit, it's crazy that this is from 2009. The amount of layering that we are getting here on all of the inner frame, it puts modern Master Grades to shame. And we're going to do that twice, and we're going to get two legs out of it that honestly look spectacular. And I almost want to start getting all my Master Grades in clear because I love seeing all this inner frame detail pop through. Just spectacular. Again, this kit, it's winning me over in every aspect so far. Amazing. With the waist out of the way, we have ourselves the RX-78-2 2.0, an amazing kit. Now all we have to do is build the weapons. I'm going to just do a quick speed build because I already built the beam rifle, so with a little bit of magic like here, just kidding. We're going to go and build these guys too. Accessories are done, and I gotta say, this kit, it definitely ranks up at the top of all Master Grades I've ever built for me. This thing, it built, I don't know how to describe it. Maybe it's just because it's my first clear Master Grade kit, but everything about this was so spectacular. Nothing seemed hard. It was just awesome. Let's get into the actual review of this thing. When it comes to what you're getting in this kit, it's by far the most robust armory out of any of the RX-78-2s that I built. That being the Mega Bazooka, that being the shield, that being the beam rifle, that being this thing, the Morning Star, I think it's called, I don't remember. The Mega Bazooka, I gotta say, this might be the only area where I don't actually like the fact that it's clear. Something about it looks like maybe more of a smoking apparatus than anything else. There are some sick details, especially on the back, the missile launcher like pack back here. All of it is pretty sick. There's a lot of cool detail, a lot of different aspects to it. But again, I really wish it wasn't clear, because other than that, super, super sick. The Morningstar has got to be one of the most interesting pieces of equipment that the RX-78-2 has. I think it only uses it for like 2 episodes in the OG anime. It's really interesting. It connects to the hand the same way as everything else with this one single peg back here. Again, a very interesting piece of equipment. Something not so interesting, the beam rifle. It's just your standard affair, just your typical beam rifle, all molded in one color. It's a couple pieces, not really have any seam lines. You do have the nice scope color there, and there are some nice details on the back of the gun, and you do get this moving front to back bit up here. It is cool, it is nice, it does the job. The rifle looks especially nice with these clear colors, this red. It reminds me of those early Game Boy or Nintendo 64s, just really sick. The back as well, again, there would typically be some detail here that could be done up by panel lining. Don't think I'll be doing that with this, don't know if you can even panel line clear Gundam. You do have these really nice bits here, it connects to the arm, standard affair. Got one of my favorite gimmicks of the shield, that being the moving screen door, but up here, kind of pointless because it's all clear. You can't really tell that it's there. Still cool that it is there, but I don't really know if it matters if it's up or down in this case. Don't know why I didn't get any film of the, I forget what this is called. It's like the beam I don't know what this thing is called. The weird crystal ball thing. It's an interesting piece of equipment. I don't know if I'm ever going to use it, but it's also there if you like. When it comes to the articulation on this guy, again, feels like a modern day master grade. We're going to get the full 360 spin up to the shoulder. The arm is going to be able to come out a whole 90 degrees, a lot better than the GUNDAM EX that I just recently reviewed. And then over on the side, the shoulder, the elbow, we're going to get a full, not entirely a 90 bend, it's just shy of that, but it's going to get all the bends you're going to want out of that kit. Again, look at all the inner frame detail just popping through with these bends. I know this is the articulation, but I had to gush about it just a little bit more. Sorry. The head can get a full 360 degree spin. There's nothing in the way blocking it. I will say it is a little stiff, so be careful with where you're grabbing because you don't want to knock off the head antenna. You can get a little bit of that front to back movement, a pretty decent amount for what you're going to get. I do wish there was a bit more up tilt. That's kind of all you're going to get. It works. Again, it's just a little bit more would have been nice. Torso is a bit limited in terms of its movement, just a little bit of side to side, partly because it hits the front of the skirting here, the cockpit does, and the other part of it is, again, because there is an entire core fighter inside, and so that means that the front to back movement is also a little bit limited, because it's just by a couple pegs, it's all it's held on by. But that core fighter, that's a whole extra part of this kit, we'll do that after the articulation, but again, one of the only things I don't like about the RX-78-2 as a kit in general is the fact that the core fighter is so common in all of them. Just makes it have so much less core articulation, which is an important thing to have in a modern day kit. Legs are right up there again with modern day master grades because we're going to get a full 90 degree pretty much bend to the back, which again, I don't know why I'd want to go all the way back, but you can if you so want to. And it's the same affair whenever we take that leg and we bring it up to the front. The skirting does kind of get in the way sometimes, so you're going to want to make sure that's popped up all the way up front. And then whenever you're done, we're going to come down here to the foot and we're going to get some more bending. Pretty good. This is where it's kind of iffy. Some of this is better than some master grades nowadays, some of it not so much. That skirting there at the ankle likes to pop off all the time, so be careful with it. You're going to get a little bit of toe bend up here at the front, a little bit in that midsection, and then just a tiny bit in the heel. Very little. There is some articulation in all three. A decent amount of side movement, side to side. Again, really nice to see that again for a kit as old as it is. There are some master grades that don't have that side to side movement, so pretty sweet. I will say the one area where this kit is pretty substandard, or I guess just standard with any of the other RX-78-2s that I built that have a core fighter, but they're all pretty much the exact same. This one is just a little bit more flimsy with these side wings here. As you can see, they kind of like to fall off really easy, so maybe a little bit of part strengthener would be a good idea to keep those on just a little bit more. Again, they're not terrible, but they do, like you're seeing here, they like to fall off multiple times. And this just in this little bit, they fell off multiple other times while I was building. So yeah, a little floppy, unfortunately. I will say what's not unfortunate is the fact that this does come with a stand. None of the other core fighters have come with one of these. They come with like landing gear. I think I like this better. Just gives it a little bit more flair, a little bit more personality than some of the other core fighters that we've got. Again, look at that. Fell off again. So again, if you take anything I say in this video, add some strengthening bits to the joints there. They need it. When it comes to the poses you're going to be able to get with this guy, it's very good with one exception. As you can see, the chest, That's going to be the big problem. The arms, the legs, there's so much articulation in those, but the chest, you're just not going to be able to do too much because it can't do too much. There's not a lot of bend, there's not a lot of movement. So in all the poses, the chest is going to be pretty fixed. But if you can take that into consideration when you're doing your poses, you can get some pretty sick ones. Like this one was imitating the front of the box. I do think it does look pretty sick. And again, even with some of the other non-traditional weapons, you can still get something pretty interesting, I'd say. The size comparison for this guy is also pretty interesting. Here it is against the RX-78-2 2.0 and the Master Grade Barbatos. As you can see, kind of in the middle there, with this Jagan a little bit smaller than the actual Jagan. And it's kind of odd. I know the Granddaddy Gundam isn't the biggest, but he looks kind of small compared to some of these other guys here. But even whenever we throw in the Goof over here, he's kind of getting dwarfed by everything. So, you know, for a White Devil mobile suit, I will say it's a pretty small one. Not as small as the EZ8. That one is very small. So, kind of in the middle of UC kids. Overall, this is a kit that does so much right and so little wrong, from the articulation to the build to the clear parts that really elevate this kit above almost every other Master Grade I have. It's kind of insane just how amazing this kit is. I gotta give this an easy S tier. I like this better than the 3.0 Master Grade. I like this better than all of the high grades I've got. If you can get your hands on the 2.0 Master Grade RX-78-2 2.0, do it. This thing is amazing. You will not regret it. I appreciate you guys watching. If you enjoy this type of stuff, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.